phone, didn't connect physically, and she revealed every single thing that God promised me in my next mate. And man, I'm telling you, I fell in love. It happened quick, but I fell in love with the Spirit. I fell in love with God's promise. And it wasn't until I was willing to surrender everything to Him that He was willing to give me everything that He set aside for me. And so that's where we are today as a man of God and as a husband, as a father. So.
Yeah.
You said a whole lot of key things.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I just got to pull out this one thing. Ladies, he said, it was not until he submitted himself to God.
Yeah.
Then God showed him his wife. When you run into relationships and you don't know the person, just because you talk to them, just because they text you, just because you're getting to know them, you don't know them. That means you don't know if they've had the time to submit themselves to God so that He can show him who his wife would be.
That's right.
A lot of the times what we want to do is we want the outcome without the submitting.
Right.
Yeah.
It is.
I hear a lot of people misquote a scripture. They say, resist the enemy and he'll flee. That ain't Bible.
Come on.
That ain't Bible. In Hebrew, it's called, when you see a concept in Hebrew, it's called the avos of a thing. You got to deal with what's first. The Bible does not say resist the enemy and he'll flee. The Bible says submit yourselves to God. Then resist the enemy and he'll flee. The reason why the enemy won't flee most of our lives is because we ain't submitted.
Wow.
That was powerful.
That was good.
I could just run and just jump. And so as we deal with this thing about refocusing, what are some of the practices that you had to get away from some things, but what are some things that you had to incorporate in your own life to see this kind of outcome?
You know, you guys talked about tithing and the part of service where it's an opportunity for them to worship God through their giving. And I don't know if y'all, I grew up in St. Louis. Y'all know the Ferguson event that happened a year ago. We're just a few days, a week, I guess, past that anniversary. Well, I grew up in St. Louis, on the north side of St. Louis. So we didn't grow up poor. My mom was educated, and my dad had a little bit of college and was a pastor, but we didn't have a lot. But I grew up around a lot of poverty. And so, but we still, our family existed in this poverty mentality. I had cousins that had babies intentionally just so they can get a welfare check and an additional stipend of food stamps. So that's what I grew up in. And so I carried this burden of poverty along with me. And so the first area that God really had to work on me in was that area of tithing. And y'all think I'm not trying to help Brandon raise money for the church, but I'm just telling you, I had to sit down, look at what I had, and then set aside God's 10% first. And I was being real rigid about it, but I think that's what God called me to do. And so whatever God calls you to do, that's between you and Him. But He called me to set aside that 10%, and then everything else He told me that He would bless behind it. And so here I am, a man living in a former NFL athlete, living in a subleased condo with 2 bedrooms because I can't afford, I don't have the credit because of a bankruptcy to get a good apartment. I'm making the income, I'm working as a pharmaceutical sales rep, making good money, but I don't have the credit to get an apartment. With 2 kids that are sleeping in both bedrooms so they can get a good night of sleep while they go to school. I'm sleeping on a broke down couch that somebody gave me, and my back should be gone. I got a messed up hip, but God sustained me through all of that. And when I submitted that 10%, it was hard. It was hard. But when I submitted that, basically what I said to Him is that, God, listen, I trust you with this. I trust you with this, and I'm going to give it to you. And then after a while, I kind of broke through this wall. I broke that spirit of poverty. And man, God just opened up the floodgates. I can't even explain to you how He opened things up. But it was a season where He just tried me. He was like, Ryan, I'm going to try you. I want to see if you truly trust me. And I did, submitted, and bam. I mean, just within a short period of time, and He showed up in a major way.
Amen.
Wow. I don't even know why you went to giving because I thought you was going to go somewhere else. But I think that is key for somebody in this room.
Amen.
That God is putting you in a position. He's trying you to see if you will stretch yourself, to see how much you want to go to the next level, to see we can say a lot, but will we do a lot? Remember this, it won't change if you don't.
Wow.
Let me add this real quick, baby.
Go ahead.
So the reason why I think God took me to giving was because I worshiped my money. When I signed my biggest contract with the Cowboys, and I would sit in front of my computer on a Sunday instead of going to church, and I would look at my bank account. And as it went up or down, my heart went up or down, right? Because that was my God. And so in order to break me away from the ways of the world, man, I think he had to do it through my finances. And then once my finances, I had a breakthrough there, it was after that I was able to say, you know what, God, if I can trust you here to take care of me and sustain me, then I can trust you in saying, I have a sexual addiction. And like, I had a sexual addiction, and I lied to pastors in the church. I lied to mentors. And you know what they showed me? They showed me grace. I lied to their wives saying, no, I didn't cheat on my wife. And they were like, oh, Ryan, you know, well, God will take it. You know, and finally, I had breakthrough. They were like, Ryan, we knew you were lying. We were just waiting for you to let go. You weren't fooling anybody. We knew you were an adulterer. We knew you cheated on your wife. But it wasn't until I had breakthrough and separated myself from my God was I able to give everything else to our Heavenly Father. And so that's why I think he started with tithing. It's really not about the giving, but it's about the heart. You know?
Yeah.
Amen.